Hey guys, I'm recording the next episode of SpookY2K since there's currently an internet outage. At the time of this recording, I was trying to stream Library of Ruina, but I suddenly lost connection, so that's why that episode is so short. But basically, since it's very unstable, the outage is still technically going. Let me see, where was the last one Well, I just go to quick start, but that's why I'm recording this, because it's currently unstable to stream right now. I might record this a little longer. I think we wanted to go speak with Milo then. The party going well? As it should be. When we party hard. Yeah. Let's try excited. I'm gonna flirt with him. The two aren't mutually exclusive after all. Though it does feel nice to have someone appreciate all my hard work. This is already read dialogue, so I'm gonna skip it. I did Vervain's last time, so we're gonna stick with Milo this time. I knew we were on the same wavelength, Vervain shrugs. Lucky day for you, Milo. You finally found someone who's too nice to say no. Hey, don't make her out to be a pushover. He's one to talk. You know, he helped me with one of my inventions once before. Testing, okay. He's not the one getting a new girl's attention right now. One day an interviewer will ask you about this moment, so try and remember all the details. Our face is on the front page. What comes to mind is bankruptcy. Nah, let's keep flirting. Or no, let's do a business partnership. Let's not go super flirty all the way. The world can't wait to see what you two bring to the table. If you think you two can somehow come with some interesting ideas, granted you're from the future, so you can probably cheat your way into quote-unquote creating some innovative inventions using Milo's funds. Unless, wouldn't that possibly lead to a paradox? It's nice, either way, it's nice to think about steering the world in another direction. I'm not using my motion capture for my model this time. At least he'd be better off than if he blindly continued on his own. You feel at least somewhat satisfied. If you stuck with Milo a little longer, he'll show you how it works. It's not tracking my motion. You know what? Let me just enable the XR animator just for the body, but not the hands. Give me 1 second. I'll edit this part out.
A few moments later.
Yeah. I like this. That's enough jumping around for me. I just get back into the game. But you know what they say about work and play? Work hard, play hard. We're gonna have so much fun tonight. Poor choice of words there, buddy. B, got lost trying to find a bathroom or something? Actually, I just went to grab something for Mina. What was that about footage? You don't know? We have a few hidden cameras on the place, just a security measure. Some jerk took their boat all the way over here and burglarized us earlier in the year. Took a bunch of my valuable inventions. And some money, jewelry, some documents. Yeah, exactly. My inventions are one of a kind, but don't tell Mina said that. She was really sad about losing her diamond earrings, even though there's people that are dying. Either way, as a result, we decided to amp up security. Now we've got cameras in every room of the house. Every room? Bathrooms included? I'm not sure. Should we go check? I guess what matters is that things here are nice and secure. Oh! Oh dear! Yeah, exactly. Right, well, that just means we'll be on our best behavior, and we'll have to worry about intruders. Sure, but don't behave too well. Like I said, I'll delete the footage later. We'll all just party like normal. What? Are we going to party abnormally? I'm an abnormal person. Bruh. Aren't we all, B? Aren't we all? Stops looks back the way you came. Follow her eyes and barely spot Mina in the corner of eye. Ah, crap. Actually, I meant to go to the bathroom. Ouch. I have sensitive little ears, B. She sheepishly hides her face behind her hat. Sorry, I'll be going now. Usually people don't like to announce that they're rushing out to the toilet. She did say she had to bring something to Mina, but if she's trying to be discreet, she's not doing a great job. Maybe it's an emergency that is her moral obligation to make sure nobody comes close. Or maybe she just likes the attention. No, actually that's not very bee-like. She's more of a supporting character than a spotlight one. I mean that in a good way. I mean that as she's a really good friend and an even better person, but I probably don't need to convince you of that. Real shame that she's not my type. But I guess nothing's stopping her from making her own move. He speaks of B, even though she's not his type. It does make you wonder. What is your type, then? I appreciate the moxie. I'm looking for someone that's kind-hearted, ambitious, and creative. Someone who can match me for my ambitions to make the world a better place. And I think if they know how to cook, that'd be good too. Mainly because sometimes I forget to eat when I get caught up in my work, and only eating leftover pizza isn't healthy. Couldn't you just hire a private chef for that? Honestly, it surprised me that I'm still single. Looking at it objectively, something just doesn't add up. I mean... bragging. He's bragging. I love having a good time with people. Seriously, what's not to love? You forgot to mention that he's humble. There's around 8 billion people in the world right now. Actually, this just gave me another project idea. I have to write this down in my head real quick. I won't spoil too much, but I'll call it the dating convincer. What? Sounds kind of concerning, actually, yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough about my love life for now. What about you, though? Wanna know what your deal is with... Yep. Eh? But the power just got overloaded. I'm a save. No big deal, probably just need to reset the power box is all. But, why don't you tag along, just to make sure that, never hurts to go in crucial situations like these. That way I can protect you. He's shaking like crazy. I don't like sudden surprises like this, but as a renowned party host, it's my job to do something about it. Oh, dude, don't be sweating. Uh-oh. You squint your eyes, try to peer through the darkness. Oh! It's hard to see, but you can make out a shadowy silhouette. It's nobody you can recognize. Especially with that menacing mask draped over their face. There you go. Oh, right. I need it. Suddenly you feel 2 hands on your shoulders. For better or for worse, you see Milo cowering behind you, shivering like a leaf in a hurricane. What do we do? There's another thief trying to steal my fortune, or worse, my inventions. That would be a poor haul for the thief if that was the case. There's something off about how it sounds, though. It's certainly a scream, but... Mina? Damn it! We gotta hide. We gotta... You're not sure where he's taking you, as if he even has a plan on where to hide. But you get the feeling it's not a good idea to run around aimlessly right now. What if we run into the masked person? Yeah, what if we bump into the way to wherever you're going? Okay, you make a good point. If the lights are on, I'll know which way to run if I see them. Not that I've run, of course, but he'd most definitely run and hide. Keeps talking to you through the cracked door. Alright, where are you, little switch? Aha! Huh, honestly, didn't expect that to be so easy. I was worried I'd have to do some proper maintenance, but really I just had to flip it back on. Ah! Come on, what the hell's going on now? Help! Someone come quick! In the opposite direction from where Nanu's voice is coming from. Okay, let's go. A gruesome scene. Oh! This is our first actual death? How? What? Why? What's going on? Why is everyone screaming? This is the first time someone actually dies. Wait, let's not jump to conclusions. Look real bad, but maybe she's not actually dead. There's no pulse. No, that can't be. She's really? Shit. How did this happen? Well, obviously she was murdered. I think Vervaine's the culprit this time. What? It's obvious. People don't just fall to the ground with stab wounds out of nowhere. It's unlikely that she did this to herself. Everyone figured that. And why does everyone look upset I brought it up? We need to just stay calm. If it's like that, then it's probably one of two things. Either there was some unknown person who broke in and killed Mina without us noticing. I mean, the one with the mask. You saw them too? How did they get here? They were in the hallway. Am I the only one who didn't run into them? Well, there's a good chance they're responsible for this, but there's also another option. It could have also been one of us. What do we do? It's gonna take us a while to get in touch with the authorities. Ideally, I like to have this resolved before the night ends. As if it was that simple. We're not investigators. We don't know how to solve a murder. We don't have to solve it. I'd just like to at least determine if it was one of us or not. Actually, it'd be easy to asking if anyone had any alibis during blackout. Let's start off by asking if anyone had any alibis during the blackout. What are words? I hate to admit that I don't. I don't have one either. Dang, nobody! The only one that has an alibi are me and Milo. How could you say that? Just laying out all the possibilities. I think if we all stay here together, it should be okay. If that stranger is here, we'll have the numbers. Kitchen equipment is very handy for self-defense. I don't like you talking like we're going to get attacked. Why would the killer stop at just one? Makes more sense that they might try again. I'd rather be prepared. Unless you think they're specifically targeting me now for some reason, the rest of us are safe. I mean, rich people do tend to get targeted for all sorts of things. And Milo, you said something similar has happened before, right? Wait, you don't think they're gonna come after me next, do you? Vervain shrugs. Only if they have a vendetta against the rich, which is not completely unlikely. But I'm ethically rich. I do good things with my money and I help people. How am I supposed to reason with someone who has no compassion just because we were born into money? I say we just take knives for ourselves. The killer clearly has one. Wait, what? There's a noticeable hole in it. They're totally armed. I don't want us to get picked off like in the movies. Look, I want us to be safe too, but each of us having knives just means there's more chance of some accident happening. Fair point, and if one of us is a killer, then handing them another weapon would be unwise. It might dissuade the killer from trying to attack us at all. In the meantime, we have to call the police, right? Why didn't we do that from the beginning? Flip phones. Did they have flip phones in 1999? Let me go research that real quickly. Did they have flip phones in 1999? Um, Let's see here. I guess they did. Yeah, it was around 1996, so yes, they did. There's no signal, of course. Why are the phones not working? I know we're on some remote island, but we should still have reception, right? Oh, so this reveals that we are in fact on a remote island. Did the killer tamper with our equipment? Seems like they're more meticulous than we thought. An assassin? Can you stop trying to freak us all out right now? I'm just saying the obvious here, trying to help. Wait! The cameras! We should be able to check those and find out the truth that way. Oh, right. Milo said this whole place was under surveillance, so... I'm sure the killer didn't know either. That'll do them in. Yeah, I feel like Vervain is the culprit this time. Yeah, I'm right. Let's go. Anything to get me out of this room. Encouraging smile on her face. Yeah, please make sure that he's alright. I'll keep things calm over here in the meantime. You can see Milo's fighting hard to suppress his emotions. For someone who usually wears his heart in his sleeve, he's doing an incredible job staying calm. Because if he were to relax for even a moment, the loss of his sister would surely overwhelm him. A surprisingly modern-looking computer and sits down in a luxurious gamer chair. Can you just make sure that it's safe around here? I don't want some random killer popping out from the shadows and attacking me while I pull up tonight's recording. You do a wide sweep, nothing catches your eye, but you choose to remain vigilant. Oh dear. You just saw a dead body, but there's also what it implies for the time loop. Was your original goal to prevent Mina's death? Have you failed? Surely you could have done something different to keep her alive. You could have stayed by her side and led her out of danger. Or could it be, was her death preordained? Was this exactly what was supposed to happen? Maybe she had to die so you could learn something about a killer or a secret that will reveal itself at the end of the cycle? A necessary sacrifice. Can't help but feel guilty about how detached you've already become. The least you could try now is make sure there won't be any more. What the hell? There's nothing. No footage at all for the whole day. What he's looking for just doesn't exist. There should still be something, even before the power went out. How is there nothing? No. The latest recordings, for whatever reason, they've stopped just a little over 24 hours ago. That timing is just too convenient. That's it. This settles it. We're dealing with some kind of assassin. Someone who tried to kill my family and disabled all the cameras in advance. What if they're still here? Crap, they're really gonna come for me next. I've gotta get out of here. You ought to stop him. Chances are, maybe he'll get killed by a killer waiting, or you won't be able to access... Let me save. This looks like it could be some... where the stakes are higher. So you're just gonna let your sister's murder go unresolved? I'm not a detective or anything. I can solve a murder. What am I supposed to do? Run forensics? This is clearly something for the professionals to solve. I can't do anything. I'm really just a coward. I don't even want to go back to the kitchen and see her body. I'll break if I do. I just can't. This can't be happening. We were supposed to have a fun night, and now... I'm praying this is all just some kind of nightmare I'm gonna wake up from. There's a sense he will. Or maybe not. You're not sure what the time loop's rules are yet. If it's the former, then the nightmare will end. Sure, you'll be fine no matter what happens, but the same doesn't go for the others. Even if there are other timelines where Mina is alive. In this one, she's gone forever. It's not like I don't want to find a killer. I want to know who did this and why. But, yeah. There's just so many things I never got the chance to say. How proud I was of her. How much I admired her. And now I never will. While you don't know much about his relationship with his sister, you don't want to see him like this. No, she wouldn't. Don't worry, you don't have to go through this alone. I'll be here with you the whole way. Yeah, thanks for that. Let's go back and check on the others. The cameras don't show us anything that we can only count on our own eyes. It was dark, so there's no guarantee, but maybe the others saw something that'll help us. I'll take anything at this point. Before you leave, he approaches the wall and squints his eyes at something. There's a lens etched into the wall. This must be one of the hidden cameras he was talking about. Weird, this doesn't make sense. The camera's on, so why isn't it recording? It'd be one thing if they were turned off, but it's like they were recording, but it wasn't going anywhere. Did it get turned off because of the blackout earlier? No, wait, the timing of that doesn't add up if it's already been like this since yesterday. But then how? The only people who know the PIN number to control the camera should be our family, and we all know not to write it down anywhere. Good security practice, by the way. Did someone accidentally turn them off? But why are they on again now? Ugh, this makes no sense. I'm not a techie, but this shouldn't be so complicated. You also wonder why the footage stopped recording at such an inconvenient time, but you still don't know enough to come up with a conclusive answer. Two of you finally step out of his bedroom. Yeah. So, what'd you find out? Nothing. There wasn't any footage. No footage? Damn, someone really was prepared for this. It's just all the older recordings are fine, but none of the newer ones are showing up. That's troubling. I was hoping things would be resolved easily. Did the files get corrupted? Is there a way to restore them? I don't know. I think the problem is somewhere else. The cameras are still on, but they must have been tampered with to stop saving anything on my computer. So it's a trained hacker assassin. Stop saying that! And there's nothing we can do about it. What do we do next? Maybe leave? What if there's someone outside waiting for us to flee? Aren't we safer here for now? Never mind, that's naive thinking. We should at least have a plan in place. We do have the advantage of numbers, but at the same time, if there's a hidden intruder, then they could simply turn off the power again if there's no one watching. But splitting up is risky too, especially if one of us is the killer. Quite the conundrum. Can you drop the idea? It couldn't be us. That's just too much to bear. Hey, let's not panic. Right now, we're safe. Let's try and make sense of what happened. The cameras might not have given us any insight, but maybe one of you guys saw something? Oh, witness testimony. Usually unreliable, especially in the dark, but there's no harm in it, I suppose. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Verve. Oh, dang, you roasted him! This man does not understand sarcasm. You gonna, like, interrogate us or something? We're just gonna ask some questions. Probably away from everyone else, just in case. Just in case one of them really is the killer and is gonna use the information to their advantage. Sure, this is reasonable. If it helps us stop vaguely doubting each other, I guess that's fine. Who do we want to start with? Let's save. B, let's talk. No, I'm just worried about the body, that's all. Good. Just be careful not to disturb the scene. Remember, she was a culprit in one timeline. Well, actually, I was in Mina's room at the time. It actually startled me when it happened. You went to Mina's room. Why? She asked me to grab something for her. Right, you said so when you ran into it. You're just as curious as Milo to hear how she'll explain this. I forgot. I know it sounds suspicious, but I got so caught up in our conversation that I forgot to grab it. That's why I went back to her room again later, as soon as I remembered. Let me get a new pair of glasses. She said the ones she had on were starting to give her a headache. Why couldn't she grab them herself? I thought the same thing, but she said she had something to do in the kitchen. So I just agreed to help her. It wasn't worth arguing about. So you were in Mina's room the whole time the power was out? No, only at the start. So I guess whoever was in the kitchen with her would be considered suspicious. Then I heard Mina scream, but because it was dark I had to take it slow. I heard Nanu scream. Since I could finally see where I was going, yeah. Anything else that you want to say? I'm pretty sure the masked person had something in their hand. Might have been a knife, probably the same one that's missing in the kitchen. Nope, nothing else. In that case, I just have one more question. You said you need to go to the bathroom. Oh, I did go to the bathroom. I just didn't think that was worth mentioning. Every detail matters right now, yeah. Sorry about that. Basically, it went as follows. I talked to Mina, then I got distracted by you two in the hallway, used the toilet, and then afterwards I went to Mina's room. I see, Anything else you want to know? Nope, I guess we're done here. Got it. Not sure what to make of her story. Sounds feasible, but I'm bothered by her movement zigzagging. It doesn't seem very easy, especially for a bathroom situation was as emergency as she made it sound. She's telling the truth though, that she saw the killer right before they— What are you doing? Oh no. Two of you rushed back out there. I wasn't doing anything, I was just inspecting the body, that's all. I specifically said, did you touch it? He did look like he was close to poking the body. I warned him not to go near it, but he wouldn't listen. I just want to take a closer look. Is that a crime? What exactly is going on? Ricky's tampering— What? That's so not true. I was literally just looking at the wounds. And show your hands. There isn't anything on them. Check his pockets just to be safe. This is a bit overblown, don't you think? I'll do it. If you're honest, you have nothing to lose. There's an outdated phone, wallet, and keys. See, told you didn't have anything to hide. Ricky, please don't get close to the body again. Let's give her some peace. Alright. Sorry for causing a ruckus. Just a lot to think about. I know, just bear with us a little longer, okay? Trust me, I want to figure out the truth more than any of you. Of course, my apologies. Huh? Maybe it's your imagination, but did Ricky just— Bro, this isn't even your route, man. Let me do a save. Is there like a specific order to these? You know what, Ricky? Mind if we talk to you? I hope not, but we're just making sure. He's a bit too relaxed for your liking, considering one of his friends just died, but maybe that's just the way he is. So what were you doing when the lights went out? I was out on the balcony. I didn't even realize the lights went out till I turned around and saw how it was pitch black inside. For a moment, I got worried something bad was gonna happen. What do you mean? Did you have some idea that Mina was gonna get attacked? Ricky keeps his eyes locked on you, but then he turns to face Milo and shrugs. No, I mean, it was a power outage. I didn't think that something this bad would happen. Just that when power goes off, there's usually some underlying issue, like your power box got damaged or something, so I thought it wasn't that serious. At least, not at first. By that you mean. Well, after some time passed, I was gonna head back to see if everything was good. I slowly walked through the darkness, because I'm not gonna bump into furniture or anything. Okay, so you hurried over there and I saw this shadowy figure about to leave the kitchen. You saw the killer? That's the thing, I'm not sure who it was. I thought it was just one of us, maybe even Mina herself. Could have been anyone, it was dark after all. I could make out two things. One, a mask, and two, that— well, yeah, that tracks. Made a swipe at me, so I turned around and stumbled away. When I looked back, gone. Okay, this testimony has holes in it. It could be suspicious. Went to another room. I don't know. This is sus. Yeah. At some point, I honestly thought that maybe this was all just my imagination. You know, that someone turned off the lights later to jump out like a spoopy serial killer. Reasonable joke for a Halloween party, right? If only. Truth didn't hit me till I saw Mina's body. Sorry, I don't have anything for ya. Aside from our new friend over here, it wasn't unusual. Right. Thanks for telling us what you could. Some way, things are gonna be okay. Uh-oh. That's remarkable. I can only hope so. Ugh. I didn't even tell him he could... Whatever. Why I have to say that? Am I crazy? Or did you mean just we'll be bringing your killer to justice? I don't know. That was just a terrible thing to say at the end there. How can any good come from this? Besides, the fact they came face to face bothers me. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's sus. Assuming what he saw was true. I'm gonna pick Nanu. Sorry, checking Discord. So, Nanu, what were you doing when the lights went out? You don't really suspect me, do you? It's not a matter of suspicion, it's just gathering information. If you saw or heard something important, that makes sense, but I'm sorry to say I didn't really see anything interesting until I found the body. I mean, I'm already a huge klutz with the lights on. I mean, that does make sense. That's fair enough. So where were you then? The guest bathroom. Went to try the main bathroom first, but the door was locked. That lines up with B's. Actually, I think B must have been the one occupying it. I heard her yell something like that at some point. That checks out. B did announce it rather loudly. I went to the guest bathroom. While I was in there, the lights went out. Then I heard Mina scream. I didn't want to get involved, so I doubly made sure the door was locked. I only left as soon as the lights came back on, so... Honestly, I do believe her. I hate to say this, but it sounded almost fake. Milo, calm down. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. It's okay. I know you're going through a lot. I don't have anything else to share. Then you showed up and now we're here. So the only one left is Vervain, who I suspect for this route. A knife? Yeah, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. We all know she's somewhat of a perfectionist. I don't think we had any pumpkins. No, I didn't get a good look at it. I think it was a tube or something. It had like a red and black Halloween-y label. Now I think about it, it was probably some sort of... Yeah, but that wouldn't work because she's actually dead. I was thinking like maybe she faked her death, but nope. Wish I could offer more, but I really think that was everything. You're dismissed. Well, that felt like a waste of time. Didn't really get much useful info out of her at all, except that my sister was a diligent host until the very end. That is, assuming that she's telling the truth. I mean, yeah, I can believe that. Same time, it's a perfect cover, almost too perfect. I don't know, I feel like Milo's had more, I mean, not Milo, sorry, Ricky's had more, holes in it. The only option left, Vervain. That's what something who has something to hide would say. So, Verv, tell us what you're doing when the lights went out. That's simple, I was upstairs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call Cap on this one. That's it? Yeah, Cap. You're looking mighty sus right now. You're looking, dare I say, mega sus. Figure out wait until either lights turn on or for someone to come by with a flashlight. That's not very helpful. What are we doing upstairs? Our parents' floor is off limits. I had to pee and both lower bathrooms were occupied. Did like half of you have to go at the same time? Hey, that's on you. You're the one serving alcoholic beverages to your bladder-having guests. I can assure you nobody came upstairs. That's useful information, in a sense, but it does not narrow down who killed Mina. Do you see or hear anything at all while you're up there? Okay, fine. What about after the lights came back on? You found... Besides that... No, that's it. I went downstairs, heard Nana scream. Yeah. Then he suddenly recalled something. You weren't asking me the right questions. They weren't anything after, but before... I saw a costume and a mask stuffed underneath the sink. I thought they were just misplaced decorations, so I left them there. I haven't seen it since. I wonder what happened to it. I didn't hide any costumes in the bathroom. Mina didn't tell me she organized anything like that either. It was like a bulky coat and a mask that a slasher villain would wear. It sounds exactly like... I thought it was a weird place to put a decoration, but who was I to judge? Hold on for 1 minute. Vervain seems perfectly content just staring at the wall. It's gone. There's nothing like what you described in the bathroom anymore. Someone probably took it. Or maybe it got up... Don't joke like that, dude. That seems less likely, though. Stop trying to scare me. I'm not, but if it vanished, I'm just proposing some ideas. Either someone took it to dispose of it, wear it, or hang it up somewhere. That, or it simply moved on its own. Let's just assume it was one of those earlier 3 options. Or that Vervain is lying. If he was the one wearing the costume, he could have just made this origin up as a cover story. That is true. Great. Well, that's all I have to say, so I'm going back. But we're not done. Oh, what else would you like to know? Well... Fine, let's just go. Get a clearer picture of what happens. There's still a good amount that's confusing you. So I'll just have it scattered. Thank you, everyone. Talking to you all helped, I think. Now I ought to give the body another look over. You don't have to force yourself to do this if you don't want to. I should at least face it, even if it's hard as hell. Just don't touch anything, you know? Just in case there's something important on her body. Looks like she got stabbed multiple times. Oof. If I had to guess, she probably died from blood loss or organ damage. It's possible she went into shock and passed out before actually dying. Not that I can confirm all that, just my semi-professional opinion. You're studying medicine. You think it was at least fast, like she didn't suffer long? I don't know, I like to think she died quickly and she didn't suffer, but I can't say for sure. You actually don't know that for certain, but he probably felt the need to reassure himself. There doesn't appear to be any other injuries. No bruises, cuts, or marks. The kitchen seems to be in a relatively neat state if you ignore the blood on the ground. It doesn't seem like there was much of a struggle at all. Was Mina caught by surprise? He did hear her scream, but aside from that, he didn't recall any other cries for help afterwards. Maybe the ambusher gagged her or knocked her out for stabbing her. You can't see any obvious injuries to the face or head, though. Still so many pieces, I feel like they're missing. Can I ask you for a favor? Can you take me to the computer with the camera recordings? I want to check it out for myself. I already told you, there's nothing on there. I didn't check the cameras. Someone must have gotten a hold of a PIN number to control them. What exactly can you do for them? Is it just for turning the monitor off, or... I am not exactly sure. Let's dive a little deeper and see if we can figure it out. Sounds like it'll be worth a shot. You want to be cautious, but you find yourself agreeing. It's not like Ricky could sabotage it. Alright, I guess it couldn't hurt. Yeah, we'll be alright, especially if the crime scene disruptor is gone. Don't go missing me too much. Looking for something. Just, don't go. I know what you are, Milo. I know what you mean by research material. Sure, alright. Looks like some kind of text editor, but the countless lines of info doesn't mean anything to you or Milo. Luckily, Ricky can make sense of it. Oh, well, there's your problem. The log file tells me something changed about your computer's settings last evening. Are you saying it got hacked? Sorta. You don't seem to recall doing it yourself. But it wasn't anything all that invasive. All they did was disable the video files from being synchronized with your computer. The cameras themselves never stopped recording. That's weirdly considerate of them, no? But what's most interesting is that the security on the recording software is actually pretty robust. To avoid getting too technical, whoever did this would need to know details about your security system. So Verve was exactly right. This had to be some kind of stalkery computer whiz. That, or it could have been you or your parents, since having admin access would simplify a lot of those steps. All it would have taken is diving a little deeper into your settings than you normally would. And of course, I know you wouldn't either, not to mention that you have an alibi. Just felt like bringing up all the options. I just thought it was weird you couldn't find anything. Turns out my suspicion was right. Ricky's insight did help narrow something down. This person had intimate knowledge about this home's security system and everything it was connected to. And then specifically disabled Milo's ability to view the recordings, rather than turning off the cameras themselves. Is it so the camera family wouldn't notice and turn them back on again? But if the police could easily recover the files elsewhere, then why bother in the first place? Didn't get rid of the evidence entirely. It seems unlikely that any of Milo's friends knew about it, let alone able to control it. Though you are surprised that Ricky's so knowledgeable about computers. I guess that makes me look suspicious since I could theoretically figure out how to do all this. But I promise I didn't know anything about this till today, but I guess that still sounds like an excuse. You're the one saying it. Time will tell. I don't know about this, dude. Does he know he's in a time loop? Perhaps that's why he seemed more relaxed, but what exactly is going on? Or is he going through some separate loop of his own? You don't want to get Milo involved. They'll both become a better chance. Seems like it was only a few years ago that Mina and I wrote our first Hello World program together. Guess it's now more of a goodbye world. Is it bad that I'm kind of happy it's probably not someone here? That was probably just some dedicated hacker I've never met and not one of my friends? I just don't know what I'd do if I had to look at one of them and know that they killed Mina. If it was just some murderous hacker, there's a chance I'll never find them. We need evidence. DNA evidence. Maybe they dropped something, or we found part of the costume? Let's check Mina's room. Wherever they went, they're gonna get what's coming to them. Let's get looking around in here. Odd posters. It's stuffed to the brim with pieces of clothing. Every single one of those dresses is cut up. What are you digging around the trash for? Those are just a bunch of Mina's old clothes. Actually, these look pretty new. I don't think I ever saw her wear these. They look kind of cheap. Mina keeps cheap dresses? No, that's a thing. I don't get what these are doing here. She always buys luxury brands. And she doesn't want anything cheap touching her skin. My guess, she bought them thinking they were luxury and then ripped them up when she realized they're knockoffs. Each pattern is slightly different. Some are cut high, cut low, cut in two. Let me go save real quick. Then again, maybe that's an honor reserved for her favorite piece. She has a penchant for this shade of pink. There you spot it. Something that clearly doesn't belong. A masked person's costume, along with a blood-stained knife. You know, I was kind of hoping this would be a case breaker, but I have no idea how useful this is. It will be useful in the hands of forensics, but I guess it just confirms that it was a knife from our house. I'm not sure if that helps at all. I've investigated the house, I looked for footage, I interrogated all the guests, I did everything, but I still don't understand the thing. Not how Mina died, why someone would come here to kill her, who even did it in the first place. She wouldn't be wrong, I'm clearly out of my league here. She was always a clever one, while even my best ideas only make me look like an idiot. What do I even do? Do I just go back and tell everyone that this was just all for nothing? Do I just let someone break into my home, kill my sister in a room right next to me and let them get away with it? All because I'm a clueless idiot? Murders aren't easy to solve. We're just trying to figure things out as best as we can. Think so, huh? Guess even I can do something right every once in a while. Even if I couldn't solve anything, it helps that I can at least tell myself I stood by and tried my best. Still, I wish I could have prevented all this somehow. If not this time, then the next time. Mina's dead. There is no next time. Right, that was a foolish slip of the tongue. He doesn't understand that he's in a time loop. In case something like this ever happens again. Why would you say that? I'm just gonna assume I'm cursed if this happens again. Yeah. Set up? Think over some of the odd happenings of the night. The power outage, Mina's scream, the movements or non-movements of some people, Mina's death, the oddly targeted. What's going on in your head? Just need to confirm one thing. I need your help to solve this. Did you manifest a new piece of evidence I wasn't aware of? You shake your head. That's why I need your help. Fading to black. Hey everyone, can y'all come here real quick? Milo will keep them busy, searching every room of the house. In the meantime, everything's the same as you remember. The blood stain it has dried. Move to the refrigerator and open it. A few leftover tubes of a particular type of Halloween party supplies. Call the others back. Soon after, they cut there. Gathered around you, curious about what you have to say. You were alone in the kitchen? Wait, but I thought I said not to? That doesn't matter. From the looks of it, you seem to have figured something out. Correct, I've cracked the case. You solved it? How? Cool. He doesn't know the details and he probably won't like them. You're now the center of everyone's attention. To solve the mystery of Mina's death, we need to understand the sightings of a mysterious masked person during tonight's events. Yeah, I saw them during the blackout. And I had a close encounter with them too. So did you run into them again? No, we didn't find a person, but we found the mask and costume in Mina's closet. What? Are we dead ass right now, Burbane? Burb, that's not what we're getting at here. Can you confirm something for me? The costume. Have you seen it before tonight? course not. The intruder must have brought it in. Actually, I don't think the culprit has fled at all. They're in this house right now. Wait, they're still here? We checked every room in the house. There's no one here besides us. Or what are you getting at? Let's focus on the costume. So you're saying it's not an outfit you or Mina owned. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and I saw that in my closet. I think there was a monster in my room. And Mina? I don't think so. Not like she bought it specifically for tonight, since it wouldn't really fit the theme. She'd never even think of wearing something like that. Well, she did in another timeline, the Nanu route. That's what bothers you about it? Something as hideous as that is completely out of place. You didn't see anyone bring it in, right? I did greet everyone as they came in. It'd be pretty obvious if someone tried to smuggle in this bulky thing. No one brought in a box or a backpack, so whatever they had on their bodies and their pockets is all that they had. If that's true, how did the costume end up in the house? Okay, so obviously it flew in from a window. Oh my god. I was being serious. That's most concerning, yeah. There's a much simpler explanation. I just assumed the intruder stuck in sometime later with the costume already on. If someone did sneak in with the costume on, they'd be naked right now. That's a reasonable conclusion. Couldn't they have just been wearing something else underneath it? I guess that makes sense. At least you helped Vervain actually come up with a grounded explanation for once. Let's think of horses, not zebras when we hear hoofbeats. Mina was in charge of decorating the house. That means bringing in decorations, setting things up, and otherwise moving material to set up the party. So it's feasible that she could have snuck this into your house without you knowing. What are you implying? I already told you Mina doesn't own an outfit like this. Yes, as far as you know, she doesn't. But consider the outfit was hidden in a place you weren't likely to look. Aside from you, I assume she's the only person to have had access to the house these past few days. That's true, but why would she hide this outfit? That's a good question, which brings you to another interesting point. The lack of camera footage. Things would have been so simple if we could have seen the recordings. Our killer must have been an expert to have anticipated that there was a security system watching their every move. Taking steps in advance to disable it means this murder was meticulously planned. It wasn't entirely disabled, the video files were just not being saved on Milo's computer. What's your point? We talked to Ricky about how the cameras ended up being disabled in the first place. Like he said, things were set up so Milo specifically couldn't access the video files for what the cameras observed today. This person somehow gained access to both Milo's computer and the security system and changed the settings accordingly. In addition, the security system runs on rather uncommon software, right? Yeah, you probably have to do some deep research to even know what you're dealing with. Mind you, once you're in, it's pretty simple, but it'd be like trying to do a triple jump, but no one told you how it was done. Physically, you can probably do it, but you'd have no idea where to start. I can't imagine some random person could have done this without a ton of proper knowledge. They'd almost have to have been here before to know which computer's Milo's. But that could be any one of us, in theory, but out of everyone here, who has the most knowledge of computers? Hey, it wasn't me. Ricky does fit the profile, but I think you're all forgetting about someone. I heard Mina was studying to be a programmer, isn't that right? She had dreams of making her own video game one day. She was always good with computers. You can't seriously be trying to say Mina's the one who screwed over my computer, are you? Why would she do that? The way you're stringing along all these ideas make it sound like Mina had a part in her own death. Victim blaming. Not cool. I mean, technically it does sound like that, but to uncover the truth, you have to continue down this line of logic. It sounds terrible, but please bear with me. Consider the fact that Mina potentially could have smuggled in the mysterious outfit and prevented us from viewing the recordings. Both of these factors help conceal the truth of what happened tonight. And why? I believe that Mina was one who was plotting something. And in Milo's case, oh. What? Have you lost your mind? You think she was planning to kill someone? You do realize she's the one who died, right? This doesn't make any sense. Please simmer down. Simmer down? You're telling me my sister was planning to kill someone and somehow ended up getting killed herself? How am I meant to calm down from that? It's a ridiculous idea. I understand your anger, but please consider everything I've said. In addition, Nanu, you said you spotted Mina grabbing a knife before, right? She did, but that doesn't mean she was plotting a murder. She could have done anything with that knife, like cutting up food or carving a pumpkin. We shouldn't accuse the deceased of something so terrible. Why take the knife out of the kitchen, though? Then explain how she died. Explain how she plotted a murder and then ended up dead. Isn't it possible she simply fell prey to her own plot? There are lots of examples of murderers getting overpowered by the person they were trying to kill. What if, in an attempt to murder, her victim turned the knife back on her? You hold off on making a comment on it, at least for now. Instead, now that you've come this far, you want to bring up a more important detail. It does seem likely that at some point, the masked person had a knife. Possibly the one Nanu saw Mina take. So I'd like to clarify one important part about this. Ricky, do you remember where the masked person went after you stumbled into them? Not really. I ran away, and then when I turned around, they were gone. And you, B? You tried following the masked person around. Did you see them attack Ricky? No, I didn't. That must have happened after I already lost them. So neither of you know where they went after you encountered them. That's true, but then I stepped outside to follow the masked person. They must have circled around me to sneak into Mina's room later. Vervain was supposedly upstairs the whole time, and Nanu says that she locked herself in the guest bathroom. This whole thing, it feels tailored to make us paranoid. No one can account for anyone else's movements due to the blackout and the lack of camera footage. The identity of the masked person is unknown. It all seems too well planned. Well, we are dealing with a meticulous killer, are we not? Or rather, a meticulous killer who took advantage of Mina's very own plan. That's the thing, what exactly was Mina's plan? If you think she planned on killing someone, who would it be? And how? Did she ask someone else to put it on to somehow hide their identity, only to kill them afterwards? And then after that, whoever's in the costume just tried to defend themselves. Are you saying it could have been one of us after all? And why would someone put on a random costume at Mina's request? Maybe she told them it would be for a prank? The lights going out would make a good opportunity to scare the rest of us, so maybe they agreed, thinking it was all in good fun? And from what I'm hearing, this masked person didn't actually attack anyone other than Mina. If they come forward now, I'd accept it as self-defense. I mean, neither B nor Ricky ended up getting hurt. They did swing at me. It didn't seem like they were actually trying to hit me, more like they were warning me to stay away. Mina smuggles in a costume, stops me from viewing recordings, asks someone to get in a costume, tries to murder them, then gets murdered herself? What kind of plan did she even have in mind? Maybe she just really hated one of us and figured organizing this party would be her chance. How can you? She wouldn't do that. She's not a murderer. She can be mean and harsh and critical, but I know my sister. She didn't have any reason to kill anyone. And I can't stand how you're taking this whole theory seriously. It's best to simply give them all the right answer. The truth of the matter is this. Mina's intended victim was... drumroll please. Let me save. You're right. I'll let you jump to conclusions. Mina didn't really intend to kill anyone. I said she plotted something, but not a murder. All along, there was one thing that struck me out about the kitchen. Namely, aside from Mina's body, it was clean. No items strewn about, no blood spatters on the counter or anywhere else on the floor. On top of that, even the costume we found didn't have any blood on it, only the knife. There wasn't a struggle. You'd think that she would have flailed around and made more of a mess considering the number of stab wounds. You heard her scream only one time. If you were getting killed like that, don't you think you would cry and holler to help till your lungs gave out? I don't think so. Didn't see any injuries or marks. Just to make sure, let's go back and check. See it too, right? It's all too clean. Well, I prefer to a messy murder if that's what you're asking. Maybe it was cleaned up before the lights turned back on. Or maybe it's simpler than that. However, try to focus your attention back on the blood. Oh! What are you... Do you know how unhygienic that is? Oh my goodness. That's not what you should be worried about. It's not the metallic taste of blood. It's the tart, sweet taste of berries. Then you reel your foot back and give the corpse a kick. Up, she's still alive. Oh my god. She's a zombie! Don't let her bite you. Bruh. Bruh, we serious right now? She was never dead in the first place, dude. What if this is the start of the zombie apocalypse? It's not, dude, I promise. Guess the fun's over then. About time, honestly. We're starting to get bored and itchy staying on the floor for so long. But wait, that does not explain how she had no pulse. You were alive the whole time? Or maybe someone lied about it. Thought she said she didn't have a pulse. You're in on it. V, are you a zombie's fault? What? Are you following anything that's going on right now? She's just Mina's accomplice. Who do you think it was turned off the lights? Yeah, and B was the one who quote-unquote checked Mina's pulse. She was just part of the act? Yes, I think she signaled to Mina that she was about to do a trick. Yeah, that tracks. In the meantime, Mina cut up her dress in the kitchen and poured fake blood over herself. All in the dark, huh? A bit risky, but I guess it worked. Then Mina screamed to sell the impression that she was being attacked. She even scared Ricky away when he spotted her. Thankfully, that swipe didn't do any harm. She just joined us to find the body. Naturally, she was the person to check Mina's pulse and tell us that she was dead. That's why she was extremely defensive over anyone getting too close. Well, look at you, detective. You're making it look at some of the easiest stuff in the world to figure out. The fact that it seemed like it would take an insider to disable the camera recordings, your fake-sounding scream, the smuggled costume. In your room, there were a bunch of cheap dresses that were damaged. I'm assuming those were your practice attempts at making the stabbing look right. There was an exact copy of your current outfit in your closet, one that you could change back into now that this one is ruined. And funnily enough, Ricky somehow figured it out way before all that. You looked over Mina's body and poked her at some point, didn't you? Me? Poke a potentially dead body? Come on, I'm not insensitive to do something like that. I showed them I wasn't hiding anything. You hid the back of your hands and you brought one up to your mouth. You just rubbed the fake blood onto the back of your hand and then licked it off, didn't you? That's how you knew for sure Mina was just pretending. Ricky, you too. Oh my god, Nanu, that's not the point here. You can't blame a guy for hoping that a murder was fake. Bruh. No, but I thought that I saw Mina's chest rising and descending ever so slightly, so that tipped me off a bit. Earlier in the day, I looked in the fridge and saw the blood packs she used on herself. A few of them were missing when I checked later. I just put two and two together. Sheesh, you're making me feel bad now. Were we really that sloppy? You're just treating it like it was an episode of a kid's cartoon. I honestly thought it was real. I was terrified for most of the night. So in that sense, you succeeded in creating a great atmosphere of tension. You really outdid yourself, especially compared to the last murder dinner party fiasco. And you, Milo, how'd you enjoy the prank? Must have been scary seeing me flopped out on the ground like that. Yeah, why'd you do this? 'Cause I wanted to spice up the party, duh. It's Halloween, gotta have some kind of scary moment. Oh, come on, don't act all hurt. It was just a harmless prank. It's just a prank, bro. Are you serious? No, that made it all worse. You kept it going for so long. You know how terrifying and hurtful that is? made it seem like there was an actual murderer who broke in. It wasn't that bad, you know. Not that bad! I was devastated. I thought I was a terrible brother for not protecting you. Can you not trust anyone? I'm sure I just don't want to hurt your feelings, but one day if you keep doing these things, you're gonna do some serious harm to someone. So cut it out. You better not pull this again, got it? Give me a break. I'm not gonna take back what I said just because you're tearing up. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. You're right. This was probably too much. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done all this. I just wanted to see if you cared enough. I knew it. Of course I care. Why would you ever doubt that? I mean, I know we're family and all, but you tend to get caught up in your own projects that you don't look my way most of the time. You care more about your own big ideas, leaving me to figure things out on my own. I just wanted to see it. Would you even care? Or be relieved that I'm gone? It was extreme, but I just want to know how far you go for me. Not that I wanted you to go far, but enough to know that you cared about me. I always thought you were capable of handling things on your own. You're smart, you're ambitious, you're passionate. I figured I had to focus on my own stuff because I was afraid of falling behind you. I know I'm not the sharpest out of the two of us, but I still wanted to stand beside you as an equal. Clearly I need to be a better brother if you think faking your own death is the only way to get my attention and see if I care about you. So I'll apologize for being neglectful, but it doesn't excuse what you did tonight. Before I move on to your judgment, I just want to know one more thing. If she hadn't figured it out, at what point would you have quit the act by yourself? Well, I just figured that after everyone left, I'll go wake you up and surprise you in the middle of the night. What is wrong with you? You thought I'd just go to sleep after all that? Alright, that's it. Hey, what are you doing? What, think you're too old for a noogie? Ow, cut it out. You're gonna ruin my hair. You already ruined your dress. Stop, I get it. You're gonna leave a mark on my scalp. Somebody stop him already. You get the impression that she's not nearly as hurt as she looks. In fact, she seems oddly relieved. There, with that taken care of. Great, then go on and get yourself cleaned up. I don't want you to see you with that fake blood all over you. Hey, don't try to sneak an insult about me in this. Everyone's back to chatting, goofing off like before. Almost everyone. Ooh, here's big plot. Guess you didn't enjoy the fake death either. Yeah, I guess not, for obvious reasons. Wait, wasn't she supposedly in on it from the start? Sorry if I didn't get what you were doing at first. You know what really pissed me off though? Amina showed me that she has a capacity to actually apologize. She was able to apologize for faking her death, but she couldn't just apologize for something. I'm not interrupting anything, am I? But I'm just as guilty for that. I think we might unlock the B route, so I'm gonna, as of this episode, at least start part of the B route. Or Ricky. Maybe I'll do Ricky's. I mean, I get it. I'll freak out too. Still, I never thought about how much everyone would be affected. It proves that I really love her. Still, it's a shame they had to get roped in when I was supposedly the main target. Yeah, I'm sorry that I had to hand it too. It's alright, all's well that ends well. I overheard that last part. You're basically her favorite person aside from me. Doesn't, just send her to me and I'll straighten her out. Feeling too hung up over the past. Or else advice seems good enough. Sure, I'll see if we can talk things out. Let me know how it goes. Guess you know better than anyone how harsh this little test can be. Compared to her, I can hardly complain. That feels so far away now. It wasn't all bad. The sea breeze out here is nice. You want to chat in my room? I want to say thanks. You solved the fake murder, which is pretty impressive. But even more impressively, you kept encouraging me through the night. You weren't there. I don't want to think about what would come from that. I like my men hot, stupid, and emotionally vulnerable. Well, thanks, ouch, and Kiss, 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 kiss! No, well, actually, let's hug. Hey, you're crushing me! We could help a lot of people, and I'd love nothing more than that. If you're around, I feel like my... There it is. Future. Portal? Wait, what? You're still clueless about my own scheme. So is this what you were supposed to do? But what exactly is the trick? It has to go deeper than that. Something you're not aware of. Or maybe not. Maybe things are fine just the way they are. So there's the credits. A new choice? Oh, hello. Oh, I've got to keep recording now. B was the only person who sought you out specifically. Something important that you needed to talk to you about. Let's get a little bit started. I ended up picking out a lot of slasher movies, not that I mind. Just a little on the nose. They'll have a bit of a poetic justice angle. Oh! Hope you're fine with slasher films because we picked out a few of them. You could have picked out a few yourself if you wanted to. I think this should be a good place. Yeah, this should work. Oh yeah, I think I already talked to Ricky anyway. I spoke to... I think I did. Yeah, I think I already did speak to Ricky. Let me check our endings. Oh, we don't have a Ricky's ending yet. Wait a second. Now I'm really starting to get sleepy. Time looping combined with a heavy dose of socializing takes a lot out of you. I know I'm repeating myself, but are you really okay? You seem so out of it. Plan? Or maybe a prank. Come on, this isn't that kind of a party. probably best to be upfront and honest about not knowing about it. You alright? Come on, I know something's up. You can tell me anything. Are you just nervous? Feel safe somehow. Well, I remember waking up on the bathroom floor. Like an hour ago. Like I literally don't remember anything before that. Not my time at school, where I live, my old friends, or my parents. Good grief, how did I even... How much did you have to drink earlier? Bathroom floors are slippery, especially when wearing socks. Crap. Okay, this isn't ideal, but... I'll fill you in. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but you still trust me, right? Okay, so we're here tonight because we need to... What? Won't bother with all the details as we don't have the time, but I suffered a lot because of her, and frankly... Wait, what? Those words echo in your head. Could she be stuck in a loop, same as you? Is this will take for the two of you to break free? It's a shame you're essentially a baby. Okay, well, if that's what it takes. I knew it. We'll be besties in every timeline. You didn't even pay attention to the fact that she said timeline. Oh dear, she means business. That's when you need to tie her up and gag her. I'll come in later and I'll take care of things. You don't have to get your own hands dirty? Still, you're at least not getting the short end of the stick here. It's just assisting with murder. But again, maybe you've done this already. There's more stuff to do after that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get here. Any questions? Is this the only way? Yes, it is. She's mean, but she knows how to charm people too. She can get them to do all sorts of things, things that'll ruin your life. Do not trust her. Even if you have misgivings about this, just keep this between us, okay? Unfortunately, even if none of the guests get suspicious and the plan itself is executed without a hitch, won't there be an investigation? Someone is bound to call the police. Or wait, of course. Yeah. Seems like B really has this all figured out. Hey, there you are. I was wondering where you two slipped off to. So we just kind of slid to do our own things for a bit. Most of the others are in the living room. Mina's right over there. Getting snacks or a refill? Sorry, I'm just checking Discord real quick. I could go for something sweet right now. Or maybe something meat! I'm sorry, I can't think of any fun skateboard puns in return. She's a real sweetheart, isn't she? And you seem like a good and supportive friend. At least, that's what I get from how she talks about you. I don't know the details, but it's clear to me that you're important to her. So it appears your friendship is common knowledge. That simplifies things. I'd say that you should just be careful about how far you take your support. What the hell? That's too specific and too pointed of a comment not to be a warning. Is this a reference to something you've forgotten? Let's save. What do you know? Not much, just the occasional rumor here and there. It shouldn't be, but if one horrible part of me needs your time travel issues resolved, then maybe it's a necessary sacrifice. More importantly, you heard some kind of rumor? Ricky seems to know something, but what? Not that it's ever a good idea to kill someone, but you know what you mean. Should you dig deeper? I think this is where the routes will diverge. So I will end this recording here. Next time will be B, Ricky, and that other last route, which I assume is a true route. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. It really helps me a lot. And I'm trying to get YouTube partners, so feel free to watch some of my other videos too. I need to bump up my watch hours. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.